Wolfie!
Lucas!
My notes for my intros have gotten progressively worse.
You never learn.
Well, I have learned because I started writing things down, but they're just less and less descriptive. However, let me drop some knowledge on you.
Okay.
You know who Mudang is?
Yeah.
The new pygmy hippo that is in China?
Yeah.
They're like super uber internet famous, right?
Yeah.
But they know nothing of their fame.
They don't.
It was like Harambe.
True innocence.
Right. Which I think about that a lot. It's like, wow, the internet loves this hippo, but the hippo knows nothing about their fame or that they are loved.
And they never will. I guess they're loved by their handler. That's all they need.
Well, are they?
Yeah.
The Mudang keeps trying to bite their handler.
They're playing. You ever played with your dog before? Actually,
I mean, yeah, but that's not a that's a fucking hippo.
I think
hippos are one of the most dangerous animals on the planet.
that's just because they're big.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not like they're like vicious things. They're just doing their thing, and because they're so big, they're dangerous.
They do attack people.
So do
not
elephants.
Pygmy hippos, but elephants don't attack people.
They do. I'm pretty sure like a year ago, it was all over TikTok. An elephant showed up to some woman's funeral after she killed the woman and then desecrated her body.
I did. Yeah, but we gotta do some digging and find out what the woman did to piss the elephant off. Surely something, because they don't forget. So she probably like yanked his tail or something.
Did something truly unforgivable.
Yeah, but let me. What does this mean?
Okay.
Dog, surgery, or animal.
Dog, surgery, or animal.
That was something I wrote down, apparently. What does that mean? Then I wrote 100 woman challenge.
Oh, what? Maybe that's a Mr. Beast thing? 100.
Well, so I know what this one is, but there's like no context to it. It was in reference to, can you name 100 women? Like that was a thing. That was a thing going around on, social media for a while.
I see.
Because it's like how, like relevant, or maybe not relevant, maybe that's not the word. How present men are in society, especially famous men. Like they're always like lead actors and all that sort of thing. Most politicians are men and everything like that. And it was like a challenge of like how many people can actually name 100 women.
Right. I couldn't.
I could.
Wow, look at you.
I'll do it sometime.
Next podcast.
But I don't know what dog, surgery, or animal means. So that's
surgery
just
to be turned into a dog.
I feel like we've done something similar.
Probably.
Welcome everybody to episode 135 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo!
Last week we had a bit of a break, but before that we talked about Rings of Power Season 2, Episode 2 and 3.
We sure did.
A spoiler alert, Episode 8, the final episode of Season 2, just dropped last night.
Oh, wow.
I got some catching up to do.
Same.
I need to watch Episode 7 and 8.
Oh, more. I need to watch 4, 5, and 6.
4 and 5 are pretty good.
Okay.
You're in for a treat.
Okay.
Actually, after episode 3, they're all pretty good.
I can't wait.
Definitely better than season 1. But I'm not one of those season 1 haters.
True.
It was good. It was just a little slow.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
But surely that's just Lord of the Rings.
Season 1 was slower than normal.
Oh, wow.
But it was still, I still thought it was good. There's some people that just like hate it because they want to hate it.
Yeah.
But not us.
We've got brains.
That's Demon Slayer for us. Well, I guess not you anymore.
Listen, it's okay.
Yeah, I'll take that. It looks
I'm not
great.
saying
I'll
it's
peak
fiction. It's just not as bad as I perceived it.
Yeah, but you also said that the wait is not worth it.
It is not, no.
Like, if you're not invested at the beginning, don't bother trying to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're not talking about any of that. Fuck Demon Slayer. We'll talk about more about Rings of Power on a later episode. This time, though, we're talking about Netflix's Kaos.
Yeah!
I introduced you to this show.
You did indeed.
I saw it randomly pop up in my recommended. I gave the first episode a watch, and boy, I was drawn in right away.
Wow.
Let's get right into it. Give us a brief breakdown of what Kaos is, Wolf.
Kaos is like a modern day reimagining of like Greek mythos, except like instead of like it being 1-to-1, it's more like the Roman Empire, or at least the gods part of it, never fell, so they're just kind of still existing in the modern day.
And everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Like, everybody know gods are real. They know that. And all the stories are kind of like, they're not 1-to-1, like Wolf said already. They're like characters are currently existing that were like ancient Greek tales.
Yeah. But
it's not like, and they're reimagined as well, but it's pretty neat.
Indeed.
There's a lot of fucking characters.
There sure are.
But there's basically 3 major plot points. Sort of like 3 major characters to, I guess there's kind of 4.
Yeah. Like because the third one is like, she's named, but she doesn't actually come up that often.
Oh, Ari?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not as relevant. I'm assuming she becomes more relevant later. She was sort of relevant in like a last couple episodes with her brother, which we'll get to, but the other ones had prominence from the beginning.
Yeah.
So let's just dive right in. Surely people listening will follow along.
Definitely.
Or have already seen it.
Surely they know the Greek lore.
Yeah. And if you and to be fair, to get this out of the way, you don't need to know Greek lore to watch this show, like at all. Yeah, you don't need to know anything. And if you do, it's only like a marginal upside because of how much they alter the stories. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I recognize this name from this tale, and there's some Easter eggs and all that stuff, but knowing anything about Greek lore, tragedy, or whatever is incredibly irrelevant. But first character, I'd say the main character, one of 2. We have Eurydice.
Yeah, Riddy.
Yeah, Riddy. Ruddy Riddy. Riddy. Eurydice, she is married to Orpheus, who is like a worldwide singer.
Yeah. Everyone loves him.
Superstar, pop star. Everyone loves him. What's his name? I just forgot. I just said it.
Orpheus.
Just took a second. Orpheus loves his life. Loves his wife. Happy life.
Wants to tell the whole world about it. She doesn't like that.
She doesn't like that. Riddy is not so content with her life. In fact, I would go so far to say she is depressed and has several times considered leaving Orpheus.
Yeah.
Not so much because of Orpheus as a person, but just she's fallen out of love with him. And arguably, or notably, fallen out of love with life. Yeah. She doesn't want to die, but like, she doesn't know what the point is.
She wants her second try. That's her like main focus.
Agreed. And after a series of self-reflections and a conversation with some crazy person at the store, seemingly crazy, she goes to talk to her mother, who is a Tacita at the church, which is basically a confessional priest.
Yeah. But fucked up.
Who has their tongue cut out. Yeah, the tongue is cut out so they can't spill anyone's secrets. And there's some loyalty to Hera, who is Zeus's wife, of course.
Yeah, and sister.
And sister in this one. But and it noteworthy to say that Greek tales and tragedies and myth and everything have like millions of like stories about the same thing. So you could hear one story about Zeus and Hera is a sister, and the next one Hera is just his wife with no family relation.
Yeah, it's because I happened to look into this doing like Cult of the Lamb research, and it's because they combined gods. Like there would be one god, and they'd be like, okay, you're Hera now.
Yeah, all the time. The Romans did it as well with the Roman pantheon, who is basically just a mirrored reflection of the Greek pantheon.
Yeah.
And so like that whole area at the time combined so much lore and myth and everything, and then changed it and then renamed everybody, like Wolf said. So like it's all over the place, which is why I think this story works well, is because there's no reason to like stick directly to what people think is the normal lore. It's just because like, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But back to Riddy. She goes to talk to her mom, who you shut up. Goes to talk to her mom, who don't have a good relationship with because her mother was attached to her from like age 5.
Yep.
And dedicated herself to Hera instead of her daughter.
Yeah.
Who Riddy always resented. A thrilling conversation about that, or after a thrilling conversation between the two, she gets hit by a bus walking out of the church.
Yeah, and she left Orpheus, as everyone said she would.
Yep. The crazy woman at the store said, "Today's the day you leave Orpheus." And Riddy thought it was like, "Oh, I'm going to leave him after his concert."
Yeah. During the concert, even. True.
She was going right over there. We find out that Orpheus has, during this funeral, collected her soul coin.
She sure did.
Which means you cannot pass through the frame. You cannot collect $200. You're sent directly to hell jail.
Yeah. You get to work as an office worker for the rest of eternity. I get, 200 years, she said?
200 years, and then you get the option of, like, passing through the frame. Or like, a test to pass through.
Yeah.
So, she's pretty pissed about that.
Indeed.
And then meets Kaos, who is another character. They start to form a relationship and then quickly find out that they have the same prophecy, which is sort of the whole standing of the show.
Yeah, a couple people have the same prophecy, and that's not supposed to happen.
4 people have the same prophecy, which, the narrator, Prometheus, says that that's not supposed to happen and continuously is like telling this, sort of being the narrator and telling the story about each character.
Yeah.
And the prophecy is: a line appears, the order wanes, a family falls, and chaos reigns. Chaos notably is in all caps, so
with a K.
It is a proper noun. Correct. That is noteworthy. They have the same prophecy, and then they sort of do some sleuthing around the underworld, find out that the frame and the never, what is it called?
The what? The underworld?
Yeah, well, there's the underworld, but then he built the frame.
Oh, the nothing.
Which is like the nothing. Thank you, the nothing. The frame is sort of the idea that you pass through it and then you get to return to life.
You're reincarnated.
You're reincarnated, exactly. But they find out, they being Riddy and Kaos, find out that passing through the frame sends you to the nothing, which just means your soul is eradicated.
Yeah, they turned it off a couple 1,000 years ago.
Yep. And this is, Kaos and Riddy start to sort of mash together their storylines, but we find out that the way Zeus and all the other gods achieves immortality is consuming human souls.
Yeah.
Through the meander water, which is collected through the nothing.
Yeah.
So it's all a big cycle, which is why the meander is like a rotating water
circle
thingy. But that leads us right into Kaos. I mean, that's basic. Oh, well, I guess you have a little bit more for Riddy. Riddy sort of gets the option of returning to life through Orpheus's rescue into the underworld and sort of basically dismantling the gods, saying that what is promised is not actually what's happening to you.
Yeah. The
gods are a lie. They should be torn down. We don't need them anymore, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Prometheus, the narrator, wants to have happen. He wants to destroy Zeus and get rid of the gods. But we have our second character, Kaos. Do you want to talk about him?
Oh, yeah, Kaos. He's from an Amazonian tribe where it's like those, I don't know, are they real? Like it's all women, and they like kick out the young boys when they turn like 12 to 15.
Yeah. I don't know if I think that they were real at some point, and some communities still do that sort of thing, but it's not very common. It's really not any common anymore.
Yeah.
But they were very common, back when Greek mythology was in its heyday. And it's a very common trope. It's in Wonder Woman is actually in Amazon.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But anyways, But that means that Kaos has an interesting story point.
Kaos did turn out to be very interesting. I was like, who is this schmuck? What's his point? He's not someone. I don't think he's someone.
I'm not familiar with the name. I think this is somewhat new. I mean, it could be. I'm not an expert on Greek lore, but
yeah. He's trapped in the underworld because his mom or someone something happened that his coin was taken. But we learn later that it was all part of the grand plan that he needed to stay there for however long of time before things could be fixed. And Kaos' big twist is that he's transgender. So I was just gonna say also, and the actor is. Even better.
Yeah, the actor and the character are both transgender. And the actor during the interview made a very emotional sort of, not speech, but statement that it was very fulfilling to play this type of character, knowing, like, being the person that I am.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
That was a really good beat
and
so was the reveal.
And I was going to say, I've told this to many people who I've convinced to watch the show. None of them knew that the actor was also transgender.
Aha.
Which,
saves the surprise.
Cool. It does. Anyways, continue.
Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, oh yeah, she's hiding her son and dressing him up as a girl to, like, hide him because someone doesn't know or whatever. Right. But no, it wasn't that.
I know. It was a very interesting plot twist.
And it's like, it's even like, it's not, it's cool that it's acknowledged on, like, a, what do you call it, spiritual, metaphysical level. Because even all the Amazons are like, no, you're a guy, so you're not allowed, so die, perish.
Yeah, it wasn't like, well, you're born a girl, so you can stay here, It was like, you are a man now, and they like, accepted that in, not as, like, a reason to kick them out, but that's just like, yeah, this is factual now.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. Very nice to see that sort of thing.
And Kaos, he's the chosen one also, apparently.
Apparently, Jesus. He's good.
By going through the frame somehow, some way, he's like immune to it or something, and so that he just comes back, and then he has the ability to make others come back to repair human souls.
His mother was fulfilling her own prophecy, which was to give Kaos up to the Amazons, to have him sent to the underworld, and then killing herself to guide him through the frame.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, he brings back the souls, which Hades thought was impossible.
Yeah, he couldn't do it.
Hades couldn't do it, didn't know it was possible, wanted to basically stop Zeus, or not stop Zeus, but he wanted to right the wrongs, basically.
He's like, we gotta let some people
order back into
reincarnate.
Exactly. The frame is getting too big, it's starting to fail. Or, sorry, the nothing is getting too big, it's starting to fail. The frame is not intended for this.
Yeah.
And Zeus is like, no, let him keep dying.
Oh, Zeus. This whole show is just like Gaslight Zeus.
Well, let's speak to Zeus. These are all, of course, for the audience listening, they're very fast renditions of all the storylines because they're very deep.
Yeah.
It's a lot to go through, and we obviously don't have time to do everybody justice, but if you haven't watched it already, give it a watch because they're much deeper and more interesting than we have time to go through.
Yeah.
But Zeus, king of the gods, of course, he sort of kicks off the show by revealing he has the prophecy as well.
Yeah.
A line appears, the order wanes, a family falls, and chaos reigns. Of course, we learn that gods are not supposed to have prophecies.
They're not.
He is the only god, presumably, at least right now, with a prophecy. And he's very worried about it. He thinks it's going to lead to his downfall and cause destruction of everything he's built up.
He's obsessed with it.
Yeah, and in this one, I believe it said that Prometheus was his brother.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Or a childhood friend at the very least.
Yeah.
Because it was revealed that they were all once human.
Ah, yeah.
And then obviously the same story of Zeus defeating his father, freeing everybody, and then becoming king of the gods. And Prometheus, in this story at least, either his brother, but at the very least, childhood friend. Zeus sort of, throughout the whole show, goes on a tirade to avoid his prophecy. But if we've learned anything from Kung Fu Panda, everybody meets their destiny on the road that they take to avoid it.
Yeah.
So, of course, by the end of it, after defeating the Fates, after sanctioning the amount of meander water that all the other gods could have, because he thinks everybody, including his wife and son and brother, are against him, he still loses his powers, and Prometheus surmounts the throne.
Yeah.
At least that's what sort of we end on. I think the funniest part of that whole scene was Poseidon coming out and was like, I love your wife.
Like, read the room, man. That was not the time. You could have waited like 30 more minutes and everything would have been good.
Your reaction during that was so funny. I lost it when I saw that. And I'm just like, now? You picked now?
When he's rationing immortality?
He's having a complete fucking meltdown. He killed Dennis.
He did. Oh my God, he killed Dennis.
I hated it. It was so sad.
That's when he wants to draw. Cat. I'm in love with your wife. Oh, he killed all the bees, man. all the mothers of his mortal children?
Yeah, that was also wild. And he also, this was a little bit before that, but he killed one of the Tacitus who was supposed to, like, never be touched. Yeah. They had, like, the protection under Hera. Yeah, he went buck wild. I did think that, obviously we don't have much to compare Eurydice to other characters, but this rendition of Zeus was, like, way more anxious and, like, terrified of losing his power, but still very powerful and creepy showing, and, like, was not afraid to use his godly status.
Yeah, he's, like, trying to... He's, like, subjecting the world at large to, like, mass hysteria. To be like, oh, no.
Right.
Let's wind this back.
Yeah, he gets, like, super offended that they desecrated a monument on his, like, holy day, and so he starts sending out plagues and everything, and all these, you know, all the weather conditions and everything. But this is, like, in other renditions of Zeus, he's, like, a really big buff guy that's, like, kind of the same age, but, like, with a much, like, fuller beard and, like, dad vibes.
Yeah.
This one was, like, kind of cowardly almost.
He's having
still powerful,
end-of-life crisis.
I know, yeah. So it was interesting to see kind of the different version of it. It was very Jeff Goldblum focused, like, perfect character for him to play.
Yeah.
It was great. There was, and then we sort of get to the fourth character.
No, yeah.
She kind of comes through. Yeah, Ari comes throughout the show, but she didn't seem as important, at least right now.
Yeah.
Her sort of plot line is that her father is the king of Crete, which is where the Minotaur lived in the ancient story, and is Poseidon's, like, one of his namesake cities, and that she killed her twin brother Glaucus when they were young by, like, rolling on him, which is relevant for her father's prophecy that was, like, the first child to draw breath will kill him, all this sort of thing. We later find out that Glaucus is alive. He's been kept in prison and the Minotaur sort of tortured and abused his entire life for 30 years. What's his name? Minos. King Minos ends up killing the Minotaur. President Minos. Yeah, not King Minos. King Minos in the original lore. President Minos in this one ends up killing the brother, and then sort of retribution in defense of her brother and enough of all the lies, Ari, the actual one to take first breath, kills him.
It's funny no one noticed that for 30 years.
Right?
And they say it all the time. How she came out screaming and he came out silent.
Yeah, all the time. It was wild. And during her plot, I actually really liked this part. We see the Furies in her storyline as well.
Ah, yes, the lesbian biker gang.
Oh, yeah. In perfect modern day rendition, they would absolutely be like a tyrannical lesbian biker gang. just as much as the Fates, who are my favorite characters in the show, would be like bush lesbians.
Yeah.
It was so perfect. And the rendition of both the Furies and the Fates were great. It was so good, all of them, all 6 of them.
They're lovely.
They're honestly some of the best characters. I hope if we do get a season 2, I hope they're both come back.
They're so
it was
silly.
so good. They are. They're very chaotic both ways and super fun to see. I loved the bad like 1980s like sitcom of the Furies showing Ari her like childhood life.
Yeah.
And like what happened with like her father and everything with Poseidon. It's so funny. Like, this is so stupid, but I love it.
They have to sit there and make this.
It's so funny. Yeah, especially when you think like, yeah, these actors had to do this. It's like, it's so good. One of the best parts. Oh man. But it sort of all culminates to Prometheus' storyline throughout the whole show. He's narrating everybody's life and clearly is like planning this, like putting everything into motion, putting people where they need to be, either in the underworld, giving them instructions, sort of guiding, being the puppet master, essentially. And it's revealed that he's sort of trying to take down Zeus and end his tyranny.
Yeah.
And at the end, he briefly thinks it doesn't work because one of the prophecies might not have been fulfilled. Give it some time. A few minutes later, reveals it does work. Zeus lost his power. The meander water falls flat. And Prometheus is set free and is sitting on the throne. And we think his sort of final sentence is like, chaos is coming or whatever.
Yeah.
Chaos in Greek, with a K, in Greek mythology is 2 things. It could either be a primordial goddess who was around before all of creation, was like the step 1 of anything existing.
Yeah.
It also means, instead of being a physical or metaphysical goddess, it could just mean the time before the gods.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you have any thoughts about which one it'll be.
I suppose it's both, because without the meander water, the gods will eventually all die off. And it kind of seems implied that the other ones are dead. Like, already.
Which other ones?
Like all his other children, like Ares, Athena, the other ones.
Well, he called them in the beginning.
They didn't answer, though.
True, but I think that might have just been like, we hate our dad. Because specifically Ares has always had like humongous beef with Zeus.
Yeah.
He's like tried to usurp Zeus a couple times. It didn't work. And I think even Athena has some beef with him. So it makes sense that a lot of them didn't return it, but they could be, we don't know where they are. Some could be dead.
Because they don't have the meander water.
True, yeah, I don't. And they made it clear that they don't visit.
Yeah, ever.
So it's like Dionysus he's another character, but like he's sort of in line with Orpheus.
Yeah.
Helps Orpheus get to the underworld and all that stuff. I liked him. He was funny.
And he's like, damn, I shouldn't have helped Orpheus.
Yeah, and then... But he got a sweet cat out of it.
Yeah, until he didn't.
Well, that wasn't his fault, though.
Yeah. No, surely he should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I mean, he knows his father's a psycho.
Having a fucking crisis.
Yeah. What'd you think of the show?
That was pretty good. I give it all like 7 out of 10. Kind of a slow start, and then like a really sudden ending.
I agree. It has a slow start. Basically the first 4 episodes are sort of character and plot introduction, which it's enjoyable, but like it does ask a lot of the viewer to like sit through the first 4 episodes to get things rolling.
Yeah.
I think it's good, and they did a good job, but it's just like, I think modern day shows need to really have payoff from the beginning. And this one sort of has a lot of setup and juxtaposition. And then it kicks off, or not kicks off, but like really goes crazy on episodes like 5 through 8.
Yeah.
But then like on the 8th episode, like you said, it's really abrupt.
I'm like, oh, next episode. Here we go. No.
Exactly. So many plot points are like at the pinnacle of resolving. And then the show is over. Season 1 ends. It's like, no way you left this many cliffhangers.
Like, all of them. We didn't resolve anything.
Yeah, nothing. Nobody's like plot point got resolved. So you can have some expectation about a season 2, but it's Netflix.
Yeah, you never know.
So they could just up and decide to cancel this show, even though I think I rate it 9 out of 10. I liked the bit of a build up. And I didn't mind the hour-long episodes. And I thought the quality was really good.
Yeah, it was really well quality for like a TV show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was well produced. All the costumes were nice. The acting was great. So I really like how they did the underworld as well.
It's like black and white.
How it's black and white and also like 1980s DMV vibes.
Yeah.
It's just like so boring and mundane. None of the food tastes good or has no taste. Smoking doesn't do anything because you're dead.
Eternal wage slave. It seems like it's not supposed to be like that.
You don't think so?
Yeah, because Hades was like, he's like, I've done wrong by the humans down here. Because like generally speaking, at least almost every case we came by, the people who didn't have their coins, it really wasn't their fault. They didn't do anything that they did not have a coin. So why should they be punished?
Yeah, almost all of them were punished by their loved ones.
Yeah.
In some fashion. That is a good point. They are kind of mistreated down there. Yeah, solid 9 out of 10 from me. I'm really hoping for a season 2, I really want a season 2, but I have low expectations because it's Netflix.
Yeah. That Jeff Goldblum, though.
It does. Yeah, the cast is great. I haven't seen a bunch of these people, but Jeff Goldblum is in it. And, what's his name? Who played Hades? David Thewlis, who was in Harry Potter. And he was also in The Sandman. Another point for Sandman being mentioned on this podcast.
That's like 8 now.
I know. Cliff Curtis is also in it, who you won't recognize, but some people will. And then Aurora Perrineau, who is the daughter of a famous actor from Lost. And there's a bunch of other good people in it, but those are sort of the biggest names.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really good cast. Everything was good. I like Missy Butler, who played Kaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. And Hera was also really good. Everyone was good.
Everyone slapped.
Oh, Stephanie Delane, who played Prometheus, was in Game of Thrones. So he's also a big name. So it really weirdly has like a lot of like pretty like popular actors and actresses in it.
Some heavy hitters.
Yeah, it does. It has some like pretty solid ones. So I would be surprised if they just like drop it. And Jeff Goldblum also did like a decent amount of like advertising for this show as well, like doing interviews and stuff.
Oh wow, he really liked it then.
I think he liked it. Well, I mean, he gets to play a tyrannical, crazy person, so of course he likes it. This is like peak Goldblum character.
That's what he wanted to do in Thor Ragnarok, but it didn't work for Marvel.
Right. This wasn't even Goldblum acting. He was just like stumbled onto the set. He wasn't even supposed to be here. They just added him.
He just started filming.
It's like, yeah, exactly. He didn't read this. He didn't have a script. He wasn't even on the payroll originally. He just showed up, and they started like pointing the camera at him, and then he just went buck wild. Make sure to watch Kaos if you haven't already. It's really good. Gets the ridiculous approval for sure.
Yeah, ka-chunk.
Ka-chunk. That's the stamp for everybody. But we have a question of the week from Rain. Wolf, what is it?
This week's question of the week is: you're given 24 hours to make as much in-game money as possible. At the end of the 24 hours, you win it all in real money. No glitches / money hacks. No buying in-game currency. What game are you picking?
Yep.
Easy. Minecraft Prison.
Minecraft what?
Prison. Like these servers where the point is to farm money to buy things, to farm more and buy better things. And like, there's
what's the currency ratio?
What do you mean?
Well, like, is there? So it's a mod, right?
Sort of.
Okay, so like, what am I trading in to get money?
Everything. Like, it takes
right.
Everything.
So like, okay,
potatoes, metal.
Sure. So like, what's
anything.
a diamond worth? What's a diamond worth?
Probably like
roughly
like 50,000, 10,000, 50,000. Yeah.
Oh, so like a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so like a significant portion. So if you find like a stack of 4 diamonds, you probably like half a grand.
Yeah.
Or half a milli.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can grind.
I thought it was gonna be like an exchange rate of like 1 diamond is like $5.
Nah. They're like real economies, weirdly.
I see. Okay.
And there's like ways to min-max it that you can like earn a bunch of money really quick, but legitimately.
Sure, yeah. Okay, I've never heard of this. Is this a thing people do?
Yes. I haven't done it lately, but it was really huge. They're huge.
Oh, to what end?
There's hundreds of servers dedicated to it, each one hosting it themselves.
No, I know, but like, what do I get for farming?
Vibes. The honor.
So
you get put on a leaderboard, I guess.
Okay. So, yeah. In-game stuff, nothing like...
Nothing valuable.
Yeah, sure. You're playing a game to play a game.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. That's fair. So how much money do you think you could make? Roughly,
I think I could get like a solid 5 million.
Okay. And you would be happy with less?
Yes.
See, the thing about this question is that there's no downside.
There's not.
I could literally just like make like $5,000 and I'm just up $5,000. Right? Like, so it's what game could you play for 24 hours straight and enjoy? But also like you're not going to play a game that is like increments of $1.
Yeah.
So my thought was just play GTA either story mode, probably story mode.
Oh yeah.
GTA 5 story mode, right? Because you can conceivably play through all 3 plot points, all 3 like characters, Michael, Franklin, and the crazy guy. And at the end of the story mode for each one, they end up with like $3 to $5 million.
Yeah.
So even if you don't make it through all of them or make that much money, like if I have to spend a ton of money buying ammo and vehicles or whatever, I'm still making like fat stacks.
Huge.
Right. And if I get bored of that, or if I just decide to play GTA Online, GTA 5 online, I could just like do repeat jobs that make like $60,000 to $90,000. And while that's like not a ton for one mission, that's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Or like 20 minutes for one mission, right? And so I just play that the entire time. And even if I just did Titan of a job, which is like steal a plane for 24 hours, it's $30,000 every time.
Yeah.
I could min-max Titan of a job so well that I know like what street corner to turn down without like putting on the like waypoint.
You're speed running it.
Right. I could do it down to the bullet. So I would pick GTA Online.
Oh,
I think.
Nice.
Because like even if I just did it once, that's like that's $30,000.
Yeah, that's life-changing money.
Exactly. That's $30,000 that I didn't have before.
That's my student loans.
That's exactly. I know. Right? That's what I was thinking. Like, what's the quickest way at the very minimum to pay off my student loans? I'll just do 2 Titan of jobs, and then I'll have my loans cleared and pocket money for a while.
Yeah. What more could I need?
Like I'll be set. It'd be so good. Rain, someone I did. So this is actually something that Rain saw online.
Ah.
And one of the comments was that they would just play Cookie Clicker.
Oh yeah. Cookie Clicker.
I'm like, I would never do that, but I Good on you if you have the gall to play that for 24 hours.
I don't think I could stay on it for 24 hours.
I definitely couldn't. You probably make a ton of money for that, but I couldn't do it.
Rain would probably play like Roblox. She
probably would. She's probably doing it right now. That's why she's never here anymore. She's Robloxing it.
The nerve of her.
She's teaching her kids how to farm. How to farm in Roblox. How to get a Roblox girlfriend. No, she doesn't do it on main. She's too embarrassed.
Ah, shame.
She's got to hide the Roblox girlfriend from her husband.
Ah, of course.
Who is the Roblox girlfriend?
it's
just neither of them know it. Yeah, neither of them know it. That would be like, that sounds like an anime.
It does.
Right?
When you're cheating on your partner, but not really.
Right. It sounds like some of the trash anime that you would watch.
It's loosely the plot of fucking, or I guess the side plot of Miraculous Ladybug, in which they're both superheroes, so they have like their normal person and then their secret identity, but they don't know each other's secret identities. But then like the normal girl is in love with the superhero boy, and the superhero boy is in love with this normal girl, or something like that. It's switched.
Incredible.
There's like a love triangle, and there's like two people. Miraculous Ladybug.
It's a quadruple love triangle. There's 4 characters and 2 of them are played by one person. Oh man. Alright, Wolf, take it away.
I'm Wolf taking things away. Thank you for watching episode 135 of You're Ridiculous. Woo! If you liked all that, hit the like, comment, and subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you're watching on a podcast website, be sure to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support the show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast at ridiculous_cast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can follow Lucas at 7AngryWasp with an E, and you can follow me at Rainbow Does without the W. We hope to see you guys all again next week, but until then, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.